All right. I was looking for the right spot to do this at. When I seen them ravens pop and stop right here, at this exact spot, you can't see them right here. Here, I'm gonna show you what they look like. Right there, they pulled it right to this tree right here. As soon as I came to this stop sign, I was like, I'm gonna go to the main street, Broad Street. I'm like, for what? I don't like a whole lot of attention. I don't like no attention like that. So I don't do this for attention. I do this to get the information out. So that's what we're gonna do, get information out. And when you look at the Norse mythology, or the ravens, for Odin's ravens, they're called Hugin and Munin. And I'm not gonna get into it too much. You can look it up for yourself. But yeah, what I wanted to do is, you know, everything is plotted and planned and plotted. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's like on a whim, but when it happens for a true reason. Okay, this is why I'm in Cairo, Georgia. Okay, yeah, you heard me right. There's a Cairo in Georgia. So like I was saying in the last two videos, Jacksonville, Florida is the new Kemet, or what some would call Egypt. That's widely known as Egypt. So I did all this for a reason. It's coming together. So what I'm gonna do is I'm explaining. I do have sources, and I wrote my notes down yesterday before I got out here. So I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Ashe. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and go into my notes. But I'm in Cairo, Georgia. Yeah. So that's true. So Cairo is a city inside Kemet, or Egypt. You know, right now, like I remember one time years back past, the guy asked me about something I had on. And I said, "What you mean, Cairo?" He said, "Yeah, it's a school there, over there in Cairo." And so like, okay. So like next thing I know, I'm just doing some stuff. I come to find out there is a Cairo, Georgia. So this is, like I was saying, this is the new place of the meeting place, or the gathering in the West. In the Hermetic text, they said there will be a gathering, just like they say in Highlander, there will be a gathering in the West. Okay, so the Highlander movies, check out part 1, the first one. He said there's gonna be a gathering in the West. So, and Sean Connery was supposed to be an Egyptian or a Kemetian, but you know how they got to do it. They got to throw you off with putting a white person there, so you don't think like he's a Kemetic person or he's an Egyptian. All right, so when they do those things, they put these certain people in these movies. You got to look past the face, because the physical isn't everything, just the message. Like Elijah Muhammad say, don't listen to how I say it, listen to what I'm saying. I could have all the curse words and the biggest country slang or whatever I'm talking, but if you're not getting the message or the information, what are you here for? You here to be entertained, or are you here to get the information and rise yourself up to a higher point, or a higher standard, or a higher point? Because you don't want everything down here is the lowest realm. It's like one of the lowest. It's third dimension. Anyway, I'm not gonna keep getting into that. So you know, but yeah, it's, you know, but you can. I'm gonna say my sources too. Also, I never just read off, just come up with some bullshit. Because most people want people to follow them. If they don't get no sources, they be like, oh, he got all the information. I don't want nobody to follow me. I just do the research. That's it. You know what I mean? I don't want nobody to follow me. I got some things in my mind. When I get them in my mind, I make it work and make it transpire. That's nothing short of a deity. When you see it in your head and you make it transpire in front of you, that's what a deity is. I'm a chaos being. I'm the hidden deity. Okay. Let me make sure my let me do this. Okay. Yeah, I have to turn my light on so I can read what y'all seeing, so I can see. Not my light, but my screen was lit up a little bit more. Okay, I can see it better. All right. Okay, got some time. Good. All right. Great time. All right, let me fix it up for you so you can see it. Ashe, what's up? Peace. Source, it comes from timesenterprise.com/news/local _news /a national hero turns 100. They're talking about Jackie Robinson. Okay, so well, probably the reason why you tapped on this video, because that's what I'm gonna get into. All right, here we go. All right, and my other source is Wikipedia. Okay, some of the things when I was writing my notes down, I also put some of my input on certain things. Okay, but all right, it's gonna get really interesting, very different from what I was used to. While I was going through the information, I come across some things that I didn't know either. So like, and this was very, you say important or pertinent. You know what I mean? So like, if it's important, this is why certain things happen the way they happen. Man, it's fucking wind blowing. Hold up. Oh, you fix that shit, man. I need to do this. Okay, Jackie and Mack Robinson. My notes, all right? Okay, Mack Robinson and Jackie Robinson, they're brothers, were both born in Cairo, Georgia. Okay, Mack Robinson was the eldest of the two. They moved to California. I'm gonna get back on point. I just always be seeing these all the time. They moved to California with their mother in 1936. Mack Robinson was in the Olympics in Germany. Okay, it gets better. Just stay with me. He came in second or silver place, medal silver, to Jesse Owens. That was the one that was in, of course, in Germany. All right. Before Jackie Robinson was known for baseball, a lot of people may not have known. 7-Eleven just passed. My magic is strong. May not have known. I didn't either. I'm just talking about me. I didn't know it either. Jackie Robinson was known for baseball to a lot of people. A lot of people may not have known that Jackie Robinson was in the Army. I really didn't know that at all. I never knew that. After all that stuff they tell us in so-called Black History or February, I never knew that. But let me tell you why. It keeps going. Jackie Robinson was in the Army, fighting in World War II. Okay, World War II. One of the main powers in World War II was Germany, right? Okay, it gets deeper. People, trust me, it gets deeper. That's me. I'm thinking like, that's crazy. Okay, Jackie was in the service from 1942 to 1944, but somehow he made it to the major league within a year. Okay, people like, no, he didn't. He signed in 1947. What are you talking about? To the Brooklyn Dodgers. Yeah, Brooklyn Dodgers. That's what happened. No, I did more research. I kept going. Right. Okay. Somehow he made it to the major league within a year. The real reason is because he was in the military. Okay, have you ever seen this movie called I got that movie in the back. The movie with not Sean Connery. The guy to play on Hospital. Something they hypnotize people in the Army and give them medications, right, and tell them something they should be. Forgot the name. I got the name of the movie. I don't want to slow down time. I'm gonna keep going though. I don't want to get off topic. All right. Okay, he made it to baseball within a year. The real reason is because he was in the military. Notice how Cassius Clay received so much scrutiny for not fighting in the military. Jackie Robinson signed his first MLB deal on October the 23rd, 1945. Scorpio or Scorpion King. Ashe. I just saw something. That's only for me. I can't divulge that information to anybody else. All right. And he signed with the Montreal Royals. Okay, if he's from Cairo, remember these people have all the records on people that were slaves. Now, I didn't put this down in the paperwork, but I wanted to bring this up. You can always check my source. The source I gave, you can pause it and type it in yourself. The source I gave, they said that him and his family, his father and his mother, they live with slave owners, and they had to buy everything from the slave owner too also. So everything they made, they had to go buy it from him or their family. Okay. All right, so think about this. The house that they lived in, I found out it was burned down. It's burnt down in this area, but I'm not going to go looking for it because this is a perfect spot. It gets deeper. You're going to find this it's going to be very important. All right, I'm going to stay on topic. Okay. All right, so he signed with the Brooklyn Dodgers in 1947 with Rookie of the Year, National League MVP, World Series champion. He was a stolen bases champion for 2 years too. Also, his number 42 was retired. You would think he was the best out of the Negro leagues, but always growing up, I would hear older melanated men, so-called black, saying he was not the best at his position in the Negro leagues. And I always used to think about that, but it gets even deeper. From my standpoint, I would have to say his military background was the reason for his quick rise to stardom, and also him being from Cairo, Georgia. Okay, because they're using energy. Okay, remember I said this is the new West. I mean, the West is a new. They're making everything the new East in the West. So Egypt is the new. Jacksonville is the new Egypt, and this is Cairo. It's like a city in Egypt. I'm gonna keep going. Okay, stay with me. This is Cairo. In the Negro leagues, he played for the Kansas City Monarchs. Monarch and Royals. Okay, keep that in your mind. I'm gonna tell you more about it. And the Monarchs, and he first signed with the Montreal. With the Kansas City Monarchs, and he first signed with the Montreal Monarchs. Those were two teams with royalty-related names, and Cairo is a city in Egypt, in the Eastern Hemisphere. Okay, that's all right. All right, keep going. Cairo is about 2 hours away from Jacksonville, Florida. The new Kemet or Egypt from Jacksonville, Florida. The new Kemet or Egypt in Jacksonville, Florida. The new Kemet in the Western Hemisphere. Now here is where things get tricky. Jackie Robinson's last MLB game was October the 10th, 1956. Now, being involved with the occult means that which is hidden. Occultism is the original word for melanin. Okay, so I want to clarify, make sure y'all know I'm not in, with this Carter pass, I don't want to be miscategorized. And I'm not categorized. You can't categorize me anyway. The occult is that which is hidden. It's all melanated, so-called black people's information. Okay, so I'm clarifying too also that I'm not in a cult or anything like that. I be by myself. So a cult is like a group. So I'm not. The church is the biggest cult anyway, but y'all don't consider it that because they tell you that you pay dues and all of that shit. So let's keep it real with yourself before you try to point fingers and say he's this and that. No, you're in the biggest cult, one of the biggest cults in the world. So keep it real with yourself and quit lying. All right. The occult. Let's see. Now, being involved with the occult realm and the Necronomicon, 1010 is a powerful day, and that is a powerful that's a powerful number too. And that last game was orchestrated to stop and close out energy. Okay, if you watch Alien versus Predator, they said that whole thing happened on 1010. That's the thing. That's what's dealing with the Necronomicon. But the Alien versus Predator is supposed to be the I'll wait. The Alien versus Predator is supposed to be the melanated woman versus the melanated man. And so what they're doing is using entertainment, or not entertainment for some people, but using movies to fulfill something spiritually. So it puts us melanated people, or so-called black people, behind the 8 ball to where we're always losing. But they're always using us because Annihilate Them was in the film. Okay, but I'm gonna keep it going. All right. Jackie took the standpoint of nonviolence and was into the civil rights movement. That's why I'm here, huh? Okay, let's keep going. He was into the civil rights movement. So he was into nonviolence, just like who? Martin Luther King Jr., okay? Martin Luther King and Jackie Robinson both have a day named for them nationally. Okay, you can only get a day named after you if the government or so-called people in power, they feel that you've done a great job for them, or you want them to remember something that you did. Only what you remember something that you did, so they can be docile and keep everything rolling how it's this illusion going as it is. So if you can't put in people that's rebellious, and you got to wipe them out from the scene. Okay, let's keep it going. Okay, Martin Luther King and Jackie Robinson both have a day named for them nationally. Jackie Robinson has a day in baseball. Let's see. He has a day in baseball where they all wear number 42. The umpires, all the players, they wear number 42. So that was his number when he was in the Brooklyn Dodgers. Okay. Oh, hang on. Come on, it gets deep. Stay with me. Don't get bored. Stay with me. 17 in my eye. Duality. Okay. Jackie Robinson died on October 24th, 1972. In my mind, I'm like, what the fuck? And so I said, wait a minute. He was signed. Hold on, see, with a win. I got it. Wait a minute. He was signed to the Montreal Royals on October 23rd, 1945, but died on October 24th, 1972, which is 27 years later. Okay, 1972 is when he died, and that's 27 years in between 1945 and 1972. 7 plus 2 is 9. 7227, that's duality, as in ma'atic, and he died 27 years after he signed. Okay, 7 plus 2 is 9. 9 ether. Melanated people, we dream when we go to sleep. A lot of people, other people have to take melatonin, which we have a lot of, and what helps us go, it what makes us go to sleep. Okay, stay with me. Okay, it gets deeper than this. All right. Let me see, make sure I'm staying where I'm at. Okay, that was nothing short of a ritual completed against melanated black people. The Negro League was thriving before Jackie signed, and the Negro League was the first to have night games. I didn't know that. The Negro League was the first league to actually have night games, because they drove around and rode around with actual lights with a truck, and they picked the lights up and pointed them towards the field so everybody can see the game while it was going on. They were the first ever to do night games. So MLB never even heard them give reverence to the Negro League for that. Never heard of it before. All right, they actually making. See, like I'm saying, when we come up with ideas, those are our children. You come from your father's mind. So women and melanated men and women, when they use your ideas, when you become managers at jobs or whatever it is, they use your melanin as what they don't have and put you in a manager position, or if you in whatever position you're in, where you're gonna use your mind in order to make things happen for them, or make things work for them, because they don't have certain ways to think their mind doesn't correlate. They just have the information. We pull it from the Akashic records, okay? And so when we pull certain things from the Akashic records, that's why all these people that was so-called slaves, when they took their ideas or inventions, because it made it easier for them while they were slaves, those slave masters said, huh, I can make some money off of this. And that's why people's stuff got patent and they never got paid for it. Okay, let's keep going. All right. Where was I? Okay, right here. The Negro League was thriving before Jackie signed, and the Negro League was the first to have night games. Once Jackie was signed, the games were empty to see Jackie Robinson play in the Major League MLB, Major League Baseball, with whites to verify melanated people could be right alongside whites, which is a false pretense. So just because they because they have their league and you want to be around them to show that you can compete, but you were thriving with your own. Why would you have to go? Why would you have to go and say, "Oh, I can do it with them"? But if you're already thriving, why do they have to be the standard? They're only the standard because they're always on TV. They could have had their own, but you know what I'm saying? He was in the military. He came out of the service. It was damn near planned for almost a year, and they signed him. They signed him to a Montreal team in Major League Baseball. They don't tell us about that. They always say he was on the Brooklyn Dodgers. You always see him in that uniform all the time. Okay. And he became a rookie in 1947, but he signed in 45 with Montreal. Okay, let's keep going. It makes no sense. It makes all the sense, but it makes no sense why we won't do the research for this shit. Okay, just like MLK and Jackie Robinson, they were both government installments to halt movements. Proof. Okay, just like with Martin Luther King, they had to find something to combat Malcolm X. Malcolm X was on the scene first when he came out of jail with the nation. He was on the scene first, and they had to find somebody that was a preacher that they can use nonviolence. And actually, NAACP was started by the Ashkenazi Jews that's from Germany. Those people that they corner the market on punishment or pain, but we have the most pain. We still go through it, but it happens for a reason. All that shit we went through happens for a reason, and you're gonna realize they're gonna pay for it. All I'm gonna say is this: you can't fight a ghost. You can't fight a ghost. Remember that, because the ghost gonna win every time. You can't fight a ghost. They losing every time they go to sleep. Oops, whoops. Okay, proof. MLK died at hotel. Martin Luther King died at Hotel. He died at Hotel Laramie. Okay, Laramie is a cross. You see it. It's like a double cross. If you turn it to the side, it'd be the sign of the Exxon sign. Okay, when you see you turn it to the side, XX. It's gonna be two X's. All right, he died, and so that's what they had. That's what I'm saying. Exxon is pretty much by the major families, one of the 13 families. But you got to think about it. The circle and the black dot, the same thing as King Arthur's, the round table of King Arthur. That's 12 knights and one in the center. One dot in the center. It's like the 12 disciples, the 12 zodiac. So you're supposed to become all 12, and that's who you are, and you become your own savior. All right, that's what it means. All right. So, I'm going to keep going. Jackie Robinson died exactly 27 years after he was signed to the Montreal Royals. The next day, the 24th is when he, 24th, make me get the right year, the 24th of 1972, okay, when he died. And he signed with Montreal on the 23rd of October, which is the very next day, 27 years later. Okay, you can pretty much say that exactly 27 years in a day. So when they give certain people a year and a day in jail, it's all ritualistic. Okay, we got this extra day on your ass. All right, ain't nothing wrong with rituals, but they do things against us because we don't know who we are. They know who we are, but we don't know who we are. All right, let me keep going. All right, everything is not what it seems. that's given to you. Everything is not what it seems that's given to you. Okay, they'll put things in place. So like how he, because even before Martin Luther King, I'm gonna drop another one. Martin Luther King, before he died, before he was killed, he was on a speech. I would presume he was one of his own, because he had met maybe a few weeks before he had died with Elijah Muhammad. Elijah Muhammad said, if you leave this place, they're probably going to kill you. More than likely, they're going to kill you. And he knew that. That's why he was there. He wanted like a safe haven for himself, because he knew they were using him in order to combat the Nation of Islam. I'm not Muslim or anything. I have no religion. Okay, no religion. That means you can study everything and not be confined to one ideology. So he got to think about it. He was like, Martin, if you leave this place, he said, I want you to bear witness on and tell me who this person is that have orchestrated all this stuff. And Martin was like, yeah, these people are nothing short of evil, the exact devil that you were saying they are. And so once he bear witness, he had a speech. He said, I feel like the last speech he did, he said, nobody knows the speech. They never play it. They always play them others. I have a dream. But that dream was our nightmare. And he said, in the last speech, he says, I'll wait till the car pass. He says, the last speech he says, I feel like I've ushered my people into a burning building. The burning building, in allegorical terms, he's speaking of America. And America is a burning house. And you go into a burning house, you're gonna go with the house. And so that's what he was saying when he said that. Look up Martin Luther King's last speech in the church. He said, I feel like I've brought my people, ushered in my people into a burning house. And that's very disheartening for people that was following him all that time. Just like when you get nobody should be your leader. You are your own leader. You just get information from people, and then you make it work for you. Whatever works for you. It doesn't work, get rid of it. If it works for you, use it. But nobody should be your leader. That's how I say it. You got the circle and the dot. Okay, that means you are your own savior. The dot is you. That's your mind. You melanated people. You are your own savior. Okay. All right, 27 minutes and 23 seconds. That ain't bad. From all the time it took me to write and get the information, I wanted to make sure I got it right and make sure I got it to where you can understand me. I wasn't really all over the place. Okay. Oh yeah, I want to make sure you know. Hold on. Jackie Robinson's brother, Mack Robinson. They were, the reason why they're trying to. All right. Remember I said, I'm glad I just thought about this. I said Martin Luther King was, the whole civil rights movement was started by the Ashkenazi Jews. They call them the Jews here in America. And they run all these different programs, TV, movies, all entertainment, whatever it is. They even got their hands in government and all of that shit, right? So think about this. If they started that movement of the civil rights movement, then you got to think about it. When Jesse Owens won in Germany and beat his brother, they had to find another way to use a power that was from Cairo. Cairo is the new, the West. I was saying at the beginning, the West will be the new. The gathering will be occurred in the West. So I said Jacksonville is the new Egypt, and Cairo is the city from Egypt. So you got to think about it. They got two people to try to fight the Germans. Okay, Adolf Hitler was actually using melanated people's information, the sciences. He got that from the people from Tibet, and Tibet are originally melanated people, dark-skinned people with melanin, so-called black people. So that's how he knew how to make the atom bomb and all of this stuff. He knew how to clone before all of this, right? So you got to think about it. Once all this is happening, they were trying to combat him. They was trying to combat everything. They even had his brother in the Olympics. while his brother was in when his brother was in the Olympics, Jesse Owens ended up beating him. And Jesse Owens is I looked it up. He's actually from not too far. He's actually born not too far from Georgia. I think he's from Mississippi or Alabama. I think it's Mississippi, but he was born in Mississippi. And the thing is, they not too far from each other, and they ended up moving to other states and ended up facing each other. And that's how the ancestors work, because they steady trying to use rituals against us, by words and names, by Cairo, Georgia, and all of this stuff. But when he went over to Germany, he had lost to Jesse Owens. Jesse Owens came in first in that race. And they don't like to show it, but in the Jesse Owens movie, they try to say Adolf Hitler got up and left in the movie. But I come to find out, I saw a picture of Jesse Owens and Adolf Hitler taken together, with Adolf Hitler smiling, because Adolf Hitler knows who we were. But I'm gonna get more information before I do anything directly involved with that, because I've been finding things that's very important and very powerful. But yeah, but they use Mack and Jackie Robinson, their brothers, in order to fight, to use their own energy against us. Because when Jackie signed, that took all the wealth out of the Negro League, because everybody wanted to watch the Major League and see how he was doing. So that's what I'm saying. Everything we had, we showed we were the best at everything we did, and they just started taking. So your children, they feel entitled to anything. They feel entitled. So yeah, think about it. Those are our children. So-called white people, they are our children. So they feel entitled. Oh, I want this. I want to use it next. I want this next. Like with rap, any type of music, rock and roll, whatever it is, they want their hands on everything we do. Keep your shit to yourself, man. Don't get these motherfuckers. Don't, like, when they, even with J.J. Watt, it just popped in my mind just now. J.J. Watt, when he's with the Texans, his teammates always teaching him those new dances and shit. When we do those dances, it don't be shit. But when you get a cracker or a white person to do it, it's the best thing since sliced bread. Motherfuckers do the nene all robotic, and motherfuckers is losing their mind. Like, oh man, you got it, brother. No, he ain't got it. He got it from us, because it's normal for us to do that shit. But when they do it, he look like the savior. You know what I'm saying? Like, or he's that shit, or he that thing. But yeah, but anyway, stop giving your energy away and your melanin away. Trying to steal my energy. Oh, buster ass, hating ass motherfucker. But anyway, peace. I'm out. I'm glad I got this done. I'm in Cairo, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? That's what's popping. You know what I'm saying? But all right, man. Peace, and I say 32 just passed my eye.